the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
One of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
I got weed pots.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Stoned Appetit. With your host, as always, it's me, Kip, and I'm coming to you from the Blake Street Lofts. We had to get down in the nitty-gritty this week in RiNo because we're talking with the proprietor of a brand new dispensary coming to us in the fine neighborhood on the poppin' streets of Larimer. We're sitting with Charles Craumer from the Callie's, or Shoppe Callie's Dispensary Group. I think that's did I say the last name right, Charles?
Craumer, yeah.
Craumer. Okay, see, I kept the...
Callie's Cannabis Shop. Come on, man.
I mean, that's what... I should have let you do your own intro.
No, I don't care. I don't need an intro. You're in charge.
Yeah, well, we're stoked to have you here today. We're fired up to goof off with you. But we're going to learn a little bit about the nitty-gritty, what we can expect at the new shop, as well as talk a little bit about how you got in the game. I think cannabis questions are usually very well received because people around the city, around the state, and around the country don't often know what all goes into it, from y'all growing your own phenotypes to figuring out which flowers and buds y'all want to pop into, the actual everything from manifests and couriers to having other people in your stores, know. So we want to know all about the nitty-gritty, but before we do that, we want to give a quick shout-out to our sponsors. It seems a little bit disingenuous to do this, but maybe he has them in the dispensary, maybe he doesn't. Shout out to our friends over at the Nove is Luxury Edible Cannabis line. From our friends that brought you Incredibles and Medically Correct's Clear Creek Extracts, we bring you the new product line, Nove Luxury Edibles. Single source chocolate, premium distillate at a pretty reasonable cost, roughly around $20 a bar. You get a variety of 6 different flavors. You can pick exactly what you want. It's a fantastic option when you're looking for a nice mellow buzz or even an add-on to your regular flower head change. So check out the website noveisluxury.com to see where the nearest store participating is for you. All right, Charles, you ready to get this show on the road?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah. Well, my co-host Chris is not here, but we like to ask the same question every episode. Are you a transplant or a native to Colorado?
I'm transplant all day.
Where'd you come from?
Originally from the East Coast.
Oh, okay. So give us a little background. What brought you to Colorado?
Family business. Cannabis came. So, the whole family's out here. We're in this business together, and, just definitely the family. So.
Oh, so the whole Craumer family is in this?
Whole Craumer family's here, yep.
Hell
Sister
yeah.
Caitlin, Dad Ernie, and Callie, where the name comes from. Callie, it's my mom, and it's us 4 and my brother-in-law, Jeremy. So it's fun.
That's awesome. Well, first I think we have to ask is, how did the matriarch of the family get the name? Is it because Mama Bear always knows best?
Yeah, so we originally owned 2 Starbuds. We owned Starbuds Niwot and Starbuds Longmont, which are out in Boulder County. That's where we cut our teeth in the legal weed business. We just sold those in December. And then we started our first Callie's in Northglenn, October 2019. And so Mama got the name on the wall. Just out of respect, had a black market brand in California called Callie's Cannabis, and it kind of we ran with it. And now we're opening 2 more locations and have a cultivation facility and looking to expand to hopefully 7 locations, hopefully by the end of the, mid 2022.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, they say you want to have those 12-month goals, 5-year goals. Ours are like don't die and, maybe have sex in Europe.
As well.
Those are 2 things I want to do.
Yeah, set your intention and hopefully it becomes real, It will become real. Let me rephrase.
I love it. I love it. So you'll have a great, it's a family-run operation. You'll have a good head on your shoulders and a good plan ahead. But let's dial it back. Let's talk a little bit about the past. So you mentioned the whole family's out here, and you also mentioned you dabbled in the black market game in California. Is that how you got into how the family got into the cannabis business? How did it start?
So I've always been in cannabis one way or the other.
Shout out to being 14.
Yep, exactly. We all loved weed when we were young. it was just a big passion of mine when I was young, and mainly I think it had to do with ADD. I think I was drawn to the plant because it was like something that wound me down, made it so I'd eat, made it so I'd relax after a long day at school, and I was just drawn to it at an early age. Smoked a lot when I was young. It was definitely with me throughout high school, college, and after. And long story short, I think it came from I was a fishing guide and outfitter in Montana and Wyoming.
Oh, that's a righteous gig.
Yeah, it was a good time. We were selling weed, and obviously, and then I met
putting people on fish and a little bit of
exactly.
herb.
It was the trout whistle is what we called it. And then I started guiding in Northern California on the Trinity River, and met this guy named Todd, who was my business partner in California. I was guiding him for 3 days, and couldn't really figure out what he did. He had a brand new truck, brand new everything, really good food, really good weed. And at the end of the 3 days, he was like, "Oh yeah, I grow weed. Come check me out in San Francisco when you're done." So I went down and checked at his farm, and I was like, whoa. So I was like pretty blown away by how much money he was making. It was really cool. It was all greenhouses, light dep, and full term, and just launched myself full term into the business.
So it wasn't like a green thumb at the age of 14.
No, I was never a grower. I was just always sold it. I was good at selling weed, and
I'm a broker. I'm the middle.
Yeah,
man.
you're a middleman.
You need
and that's
something, I know a guy.
And that's what I did. We had farms, but mainly I focused on brokering weed, and it was both illegal and then legal during Prop 215. I was a vendor to legal shops in LA. We took weed from Santa Cruz, San Francisco up north, and brought them down to clubs in LA. And then that feels like a long time ago. And then
were you up there kind of during that green rush in the Mendocino Emerald Triangle?
We were in a cool scene because we were in like the Santa Cruz scene, but we had buddies all along the coast and all the way up from as far north as Southern Oregon all the way down to LA. So the main game we were in was in like the Santa Cruz Mountains and San Gregorio. Just wonderful little coastal towns.
So you're kind of you got the California vibe, the distressed look.
It's a look.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. I'm a true East Coaster. I'm born and raised right outside New York City.
You were talking earlier about toasted bagels.
I know. Give me a double toasted, double scooped. And grew up on the East Coast, and then went out to California. And I identify now as a Coloradan. This is home.
I love it.
I have to. California is the past, so we're moving forward here in Colorado. So anyway, back to where we were, and just got into the game that way. Had a great mentor, Todd, and he really showed me the ropes of the whole business and how it worked, and then just ran with it. And then fast forward to Niwot, we bought a license and a warehouse, we bought a warehouse in Niwot. Maybe 2015, got sued for about 3 years. And
what was the suit for?
Oh, man, it was messy. There was this huge campaign, No Pot in Niwot. Shout out to Boulder County and all the Niwotians. They still have a pot shop, so God bless them. But we bought a warehouse and applied for a license. I think it took us 18 months. Then we got a lawsuit. It was a nightmare. I went back. I was here on the ground, and then I went back to California because I was over it. Then my parents and my sister came out, and after the lawsuit, they won and started. They were on the ground for a year by themselves. Had no idea about the weed business. I wasn't involved. I was doing my own thing in California. And then we bought a second license in Longmont out on Highway 66. It kind of was my baby, and it was a wonderful store. And then I came out that June, I guess it was 4 years ago now, and learned the business. I was planning on only being here till November. I drove a two-wheel drive Mercedes out so I could go home so I wouldn't get stuck here. And ended up just...
Now you're in an all-wheel drive Mercedes?
No, same. It's two-wheel drive.
I know. I saw you carve up the road.
Yeah, it's old, man. It's.
That's where I knew where to park. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's as well.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then I had to park 4 blocks away.
It's hard. Parking around is hard, and it's difficult. And then Starbucks Longmont was awesome, and I didn't get my licenses in Half Moon Bay. They didn't allow for dispensaries, so I stayed here. And we're just kind of expanding, and it's really my sister's business. She's the one who holds this whole thing together. Without her, we wouldn't be here. So, and same with Callie. She does a wonderful job with inventory, and not sure what my dad does, but he's doing it.
Was his name Earl? I can't remember.
Ernie, Big Ernie. Yeah, and you guys will see Big Ern soon. It'll be the Hooters of Weed. That's coming next. So just hold your beer,
I love it. Well, I feel like one of those things that, oftentimes they say don't go into business with your friends or things of that nature. Going into business with your family, everyone's rowing together automatically because you've been rowing together since, the beginning of time. You mentioned you're damn near 30.
Yep.
Shout out to the ladies that want to, he's only 30. Come hang out with him. You're welcome.
35.
Well, you don't have to do that.
I'm honest, man,
I say 30-ish.
30-ish, yeah. Mid-30s, younger 30s, but, But yeah, no, family and
Team
business.
operations been going smoothly, huh?
Yeah, so family and friends, business. It's hard with both. I mean, I think we're really fortunate that we're a very tight knit family, and I'm surprised we've made it this far, but we've done it. We've had a few blow ups, but we still have dinner once a week. We sit down often. I mean.
Are you hosting nowadays?
What's up? No, I mean, they all live in Louisville. They're in Louisville and Lafayette.
They got to come see this new digs.
I know. My niece was here the other day. She was loving it. But, yeah, no, it's family business is fun. It's we work hard. I mean, and we've poured a lot of energy and a lot of pride into our businesses, and we've been successful. I mean, it just takes a lot of work. It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and it's.
Yeah, you've been on your phone since we've been together all day.
I mean, someone will probably call here if something's going wrong at the grow in 5 minutes, and knock on wood. No, but yeah, it's always something, man, and staffing is probably the hardest part about this whole business.
I mean, no shit. Yeah. I feel like you and, that's one thing. We are the intersect between culinary and cannabis worlds, especially here in Denver. But across the country, we started to see what used to be the restaurant industry couldn't fill holes because the growers were paying trimmers more than you get paid to be a coffee barista. Well, now it seems that the government has both undercut all of y'all's legs.
Oh yeah, no one's working.
Nobody
anywhere.
Wants to work if fucking Uncle Joey Bags is going to give everyone an extra $1,400.
Staffing is our biggest issue. I think we're really fortunate to have the team we have at Callie's Northglenn, and same with at our cultivation facility. But we always need trimmers and growers, so. Send the resumes over, we're looking.
Y'all are expanding, at a great clip. You mentioned, I guess the reason we're kind of here today is to talk up the new location for those that don't know about not only y'all's shop, but also you have some dank ass. You know what the fuck y'all's family knows what y'all are doing with the grow. Y'all's flower is fantastic. They've seen it on our social media and such. Yeah. So we wanted to talk a little bit more about the nitty gritty of, expanding into RiNo. But before we do that, I have a question for you.
Okay.
As we get closer to a federally legalized situation across the United States with the Democratic, run Congress and such, do y'all as a family have like a 5-year or 10-year plan that sends y'all back east, with y'all have contacts across the country?
I think with federal legalization, I think it scares a lot of operators. There's a lot of big players already in the space, all the MSOs. And, corporate cannabis is here whether we like it or not. Competing against them is hard. They have unlimited budgets. But I'm all for federal decriminalization. I feel like it's really unfair that I can be in Wyoming and go to jail for cannabis and then sell it legally in Colorado. I mean, it's just offensive. There's people in jail for a plant that I'm making a living off of. It's just the way it is. I think marijuana should be decriminalized in every aspect. It's absurd that people are getting cases for a plant. And I've always felt that way, and I'm really fortunate to live in a place that we have legal everything, But federally, it's nerve-wracking, but, we all have an exit strategy. I think there's a lot of people who are like, we'll be craft, we'll do this, we'll do that. I mean, I think I'd be lying through this microphone if I said there wasn't an exit strategy to hopefully be bought by one of these bigger players. I mean, are we doing nation?
That's kind of the goal.
Yeah,
though.
like
we want to be bought out by your Spotify's and your Barstools.
Exactly. I think we all want to cash out, but I mean, in the meantime, we're enjoying the ride. I mean, we have 2 licenses and 2 dispensaries in Maryland right now underneath the brand called Remedy. We're opening a new one in June. Hopefully end of June, and we already have one operating there. And then the goal is just to kind of see what opportunities present itself. We'd love to be in Connecticut, where I'm from originally. Those licenses are hard to get, and New York is a giant.
It seems like that one's going to be.
That's going to be
it's
a hard
backdoor.
Yeah, and that's the game.
Yeah, and Mississippi, where I grew up, it seems like it's become we went semi-legal in regards to medicinal, but they've made it about as difficult as possible to get one of said licenses. Yeah. A lot of money on the front, a lot of backhand greasing on, backdoor greasing.
It's a dirty business. Unfortunately, I don't have enough duffels to hand to the right people at this point. But, I think
it's early. It's early.
Yeah, it's early. But I think, medical is a great step in the right direction. Then rec comes behind it. I mean, we're progressing so fast as an industry. And just seeing this business open up is crazy. I never thought I'd be sitting in a pot shop with my mom's name on it, selling weed legally. I also never sold anything less than a pound. I mean, it was just selling grams. I remember coming out here that first June.
How much were you paying for a gram when you were growing up?
Oh man,
were you buying it by the 8?
We were buying quarter pounds from Vermont.
Oh, you
Beasters.
were buying co-ops?
Yeah, we had like a buddy up in Burlington who would bring them down to
those fish
Connecticut.
days.
Yeah. Oh man.
Y'all had a little crunchier vibe than we did.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
someone
New
got the
Englanders.
co-op, but it was still $25 a gram or $6 an eight, $70 an eight.
And then we got a lot of good weed out of Cornell Ag School, man. That was out of Ithaca, man. Shout out to Ithaca back in the day, man. But we had the commercial beasters, and then we had the Cornell Ag School weed.